really just a lot of prayer, for real, and God gives you that along the way. It's not something you try to figure out, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta be tapped in as far as prayer life is concerned, because that's what causes those moments of like being stagnant or being in fear. Is you trying to do it yourself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Lakers podcast. Today I'm sitting with the greatest to ever do it.
Relax.
And I mean, like, when I say, like, the greatest to ever do it,
Relax.
and he, once y'all get into this video, y'all gonna understand, this is the brother of the greatest to ever do it, the rich and the famous, the one and the only one, not just the creator, but the host of We Got Next. That's Minister Marcellus Metcalf. That's him. This is the brother, the older brother. Now, when I tell y'all this is crazy. This is crazy. This is literally nuts. Now, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes,
like a lot. And like people ain't ready for what's coming.
Yeah.
Now let's break this down from the jump. This right here is RIO. Marcellus' brother, Cella's brother, and my brother. Yes, sir. My brother. If y'all didn't go watch the promo for the album that I did, no credit to me at all, but I talked a little bit about the relationship between me and RIO and how we got to where we are currently. So, when you started the journey that you are currently on, that was way back.
Absolutely.
What year was that?
Making music or just
like rapping, making music?
Well,
the musical journey
I
altogether.
love music since a baby. My mom and dad were real. I kind of get the best of both worlds because my dad's side of the family is like that traditional sound. You know what I mean? Quartet, like the soul of it all. And then mom's side, they're versatile. So like country music. And
it's like nothing that they can't touch. Yeah, no, I feel that.
So I was blessed to have both of them. So early, just hearing a bunch of different sounds. And my grandmother brought me a small little Hammond organ when I was like 10.
So you can play?
A little bit, not really. I'm about to start back as far as getting lessons or whatnot, but I could play a little bit. But yeah.
Do you have a favorite song to play?
Don't quote me on this. I think it's Static Major.
Is it by Major? It's called Static by Major.
No. The artist is Static Major.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy.
I've never heard.
You do. Lollipop.
Oh, that's
the guy singing on there. That's Static Major.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Drake featured some kind of song that he did. It was like a rehearsal or something. But that's my favorite song. I don't even know.
Now let's get into this Drake thing. When you started rapping, it was 06.
Facts.
Same time Drake did, right?
Yep.
How do you see yourself as far as the standpoint of, like, I started when he started. Like, I started when, if you look at it now, it's a whole lot of rappers and artists altogether who came out in 06 that either aren't doing it anymore or blew up. And you on your way up. That's crazy. You're really on your way up. So how does that feel for you? And that's almost, it's 2022, bro. That was some time ago.
At the time, I wasn't really like Drake. I was a fan of at the time. I probably wasn't as consistent. And truthfully, I'm just now like getting the flow of like the consistency.
Right.
Because I can honestly admit like that hasn't always been like my thing.
Yeah, I feel that. No, I definitely feel
stagnant when it comes
to your craft.
To my craft. So
yeah, no, and where does that like come from? Is it like discouragement, or is it just like, okay, maybe I can, maybe I can't? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fearing it for sure. not people not being receptive.
Right.
There's also a fear of like failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that.
There was a fear of that, but once you have like a lot of different life experiences, then it kind of brings all of that into perspective, and so that's necessary.
Yeah.
You see it in a different light. You know what I mean?
And that fear does something to you. Like it can either break you and like rip you off completely from the path that you on, or it's like you can conquer it and overcome that fear, and it's like, okay, now I'm about to go harder. Because now I was scared to do something before, but now like I'm straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now I'm about to turn up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what you did. That's what you did. And I've heard a couple of your songs from before we met. It was the one you did with J Bass.
We got 1,000.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But it was
Shout out to JB.
Count on God
Yes,
is what it
sir.
was. Count on God. That was one of my favorites before you released March 29th. And then
Gene is on that, and Pastor Rich is on that.
Yes.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. That was a great song. That was a great song. What year did that come out?
2017?
2017. So you've been doing this.
Yeah.
You've been like just dropping heat on everybody for
Yeah, and that's a part, like now, that's a part of where God is taking me, like I said, like just not sitting on it no more. You know what I mean? Because even songs like that, like they were never really like, I never really released it.
It was just, okay, now they're out there.
I made a seed, I think, was Count on God on Lessons? No? I don't think Count on God was on Lessons, so yeah, that was just one of those songs that was just kind of, we did it at church.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. What? How many albums altogether do you have so far?
That are out
Yeah,
and
released.
available. Lessons, Farewell, and March 23.
I mean, and that's still good though, and that's like, especially because you said you deal with that inconsistency, and those are like full projects, and it's like the fact that you got through that, even though it's like, okay, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, type of thing. And I know for a fact, like me and Celis was just talking about like our dreams and stuff like that with the video he just released a couple days ago, and I was talking about how like it took me, if I was supposed to be consistent and I wasn't afraid of like, you know, what people would think, what I said, or like, oh my gosh, this video isn't good, you know what I'm saying? It took me an entire 365 days to finish 20 episodes of Kingdom Believers.
Yeah.
And now I'm literally on this right here is episode 16.
Yeah.
And I'm only 2 months into this season. So it's like, you know, being more consistent and stepping out of my box and not caring what people think. And it's important because of what we do. And this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. You know, we make content, but like, it's not the content that we make that, you know, is powerful. It's what we say and how we do it. And especially because for so long, and even still to this day, a lot of people look at hip hop as a terrible thing. And the fact that, you know, people that paved the way like Lecrae, Tadashi, Andy Mineo, all these different Christian hip hop artists, and they made it cool, right? And they made it okay to just express yourself, and that's what I don't even consider. Like, of course, it's Christian hip hop that you and the bros do, but you guys make life music.
Facts.
Jonathan McReynolds, you know, and he was just talking about how not only can I give praise to God, but I can talk about what's going on in my life. Now, how is that? Because we're going to get to the March 29th, which you just released, the album that you just released. How is that so, how do you go through that process of like, okay, now I have to process what just happened, but not only can I process it, I can make it into music. How does that go?
It's really just a lot of prayer, for real, you know, and God gives you that along the way. It's not something you try to figure out, you know what I'm saying? You really got to be tapped in as far as the prayer life is concerned, because that's what causes those moments of like being stagnant or being in fear. It's you trying to do it yourself. You know
I'm
what
trying
I'm
to do it on my own. So now I'm like,
Exactly.
what do I know? You know, what do I know? I'm like, so on the topic of March 29th, after listening to the album and understanding you and the entire family, we were talking about like how you had to process the passing of your father, and I can understand that too.
Yeah.
And then you made it into life music. You made it into something that not only people can hear as hip hop, but they can understand who Rio is as a person and how this traumatic experience affected you. So what was that like once it actually dropped?
It was, weirdly enough, it was refreshing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That whole process, the last 2 years or whatever, just navigating all of the different emotions and feelings that come with something like that.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, I know you know for a fact, like, you're losing your best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's
it's tough.
Yeah, that's pressure.
It's tough. And this just was so crazy. And I heard a quote that was like, you know, our parents, we know our parents for our entire lives, but our parents have only known us for part of our lives. How can you process, you know, and people, and that's what's so crazy, especially in the church, and you know how we like literally keep it real in here, and a problem that the church has had for so long was that, you know, we just supposed to get right back to it, and that's not how it goes. I've known this person my entire life. I've seen this person every single day. I've talked to this person every single day, and you just expect me to hop right back into life?
Right.
No, I need time to process.
Right.
I need time to process, and I need time to cope with the situation in the way that I know how. And I like how you incorporated each and every member of your family and even the bros, you know, into that album, because like everybody played a part in that big experience.
Mm-hmm.
That big experience. So
and that's what he was about. You know, it was family for him. That's kind of what kept him moving. You know what I mean? So,
because family can do that. Family can do that. You know, even when you don't feel like it. You know, you lean on your family. That's what they're there for. That's most definitely what they're there for. And getting on the topic of family, my first time hearing you and the bros that I'm talking about, in case you guys don't
Christ
know,
conscious.
we talking about Christ conscious.
Love you, brothers.
It's for me and all my brothers. Hold up. Christ conscious. Hold up. It's the vineyard. Hold up.
And that's where we are right now. We're at the lab. We should have talked about that. We're at the lab where the process of
this is Christ Conscious Studios. This is where everything that's being made.
This is where magic happens.
Yeah,
literally.
Bros have so much. I'm not gonna leak too much, but there's so much that's in store that they have going on from here. So shout out to y'all for having this.
Yeah, most definitely. This is something amazing. And like your relationship with them, the first time I heard all of y'all together on one thing was Farewell. Mm-hmm. Now, Farewell, if y'all haven't heard Farewell, what are you doing? Because it don't make no sense. That album was literally, I listened to it every single day. Yeah. And you know, the process of making Farewell and understanding, like I said, understanding who y'all were. What is it like getting to work with people you've grown up with, and these people are like literally brothers. Mm-hmm. You know, blood can't make y'all closer. Absolutely. The blood don't matter. It can't make y'all closer. So what is that like working with them?
It's amazing, bro. Like it's and we joke about it all the time, but it's the process of us making music is just it's effortless. Mm-hmm. When we're together, you know what I mean? Like we've done different things apart from each other, and just it's clear that like when we together, that's what God blesses. It's us being in the same environment and honoring them together. So it's really amazing, bro. Like I glean so much from my brothers and just their approach to music.
Yeah.
The way that they're able to tell stories and bring the word of God to life You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And present it in a way where it's relatable on both ends, young and old. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
They're really top tier for that. So it's an honor, honestly, for real, for working with my brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I would people would say like, it's crazy that it's a coincidence that all of y'all are in music, and I say no.
No.
It's not a coincidence. See, God placed, and I truly believe this with my entire heart, that God placed each of y'all, with your separate abilities. I mean, y'all have the same idea, but different ideas.
Thanks.
But like the same type of gift, all under the same roof, all under the same umbrella, and y'all are each and every one of y'all. Like we're getting to experience each and every one of y'all separately now, but like it's crazy how God put that together.
And that's how that's really how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? That's why I thank God for you. You feel what I'm saying? Like people who have these different creative outlooks and ways that they approach what it is that God gave them, but everybody being like-minded as far as what the goal is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To reach people to.
Because like we have different ideas, we have different, gifts, but we all have the same goal.
Word.
And our goal is to bring people to Christ. Like Celis has We Got Next. And as much as people can say like our shows are alike, honestly, they ain't that much alike. Celis is tackling so many different things on We Got Next, and it's crazy. And then you got me who's doing the Kingdom Believers podcast. And then you who has your music and, Christ Conscious who has their music and all these EPs, all these albums, all these seasons, all these episodes, all this different stuff that's coming out. But we're all coming together and brainstorming these different ideas, how to bring our separate platforms together for one reason. And it's to bring people to Christ.
And then we've created this community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We created
like you said, We Got Next, Kingdom Believers, Christ Conscious, Vineyard,
yeah.
The Detail. Shout out to Mom.
Yeah, shout out to Mom.
You know what I mean? And everybody being able to. It's nothing for me to hit you up like, brother, I got this like this song I want to do, and I need some visuals for it. It's the idea I got.
And I'm there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how it goes. Everybody has that same vibe. Now you mentioned Vineyard, so I know a Vineyard is, right? I know a Vineyard is. So, but I need you to explain what Vineyard is.
Coming soon, Vineyard is going to be the umbrella that I put everything that God gave me under. That's going to be the name. The whole idea of going in the vineyard and work was RIO Pay. And that's really the essence of it. Like all of these different corners of the vineyard that everybody's working in together.
But we still all here.
It's together.
We
you know
all
what I
still
mean?
Here. Yeah.
And that's the family of it all, the camaraderie of it all. That's what the foundation of Vineyard is going to be. You get your music and acting and just all the arts.
Yeah. No, and yeah,
and that umbrella.
It's all art. It's all art, and what's so crazy is that like it's like we're conquering or we're tackling every aspect of art because in my head, and I have so many ideas that I haven't even said out my mouth yet, but like we want to accomplish so many different things, and I really feel like that's what you're doing with your music. So, and like Vineyard is a platform for all arts,
right? And
it brings all forms of art together for one solid reason. And our reason is to bring people to Christ and to glorify God. And that's what's like most important in our lives. No matter where we go and what we do. And I noticed that in you most definitely. We joke around, we play, but like we got to be about our Father's business. And that's exactly what we do. And I see that on you every time I speak to you, every time I see you. And I'm like, bro, this dude is gifted. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
You think about just how you've been able to just slide into everything that we're trying to build. You know what I mean? And just be easy to work with and deal with and become a brother.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely see you now.
No, and that's exactly how I feel.
Seriously, like
that's exactly how I feel.
You're actually a part of the family now. So it's like to watch your growth and like what you do with the platform, the different. You have so many different styles of people. You know what I mean? It's you reach like the older generation, and then we can come down and have a conversation.
Yeah, and I mean you do the same thing too, and that's another thing I don't want to talk about.
Next time on the Kingdom Believers podcast.
Now this one is serious. This one, I promise you, this one is serious.
I don't trust you.
On a scale from like ground to like Milky Way, how lifted are you right now? Okay.
From ground
Okay.
to Milky Way.
Ground to Milky Way.